Hello everyone, Kevvl here once again with my final video for X6. Now we are back to the basics, that is to say no Mavericks defeated, because I have to show off some things. Mostly optional boss fights that can make the game a little bit different. You have to go into the Nightmare Zone to kill those, and we've seen where the Nightmare Zones are, so let's check those out right now. If you make it to the end of a Nightmare Zone, you'll come into a boss chamber that kind of looks like the original. I think it might be slightly different on the background, but I don't really care to check. This is Shield Sheldon's level, just for reference, but we're not fighting Shield Sheldon. Instead, we get to face off against the Nightmare Zero. His dialogue's always different. In this one, he's saying that he wants to retire Mavericks with X, but X knows he's a fake. In some, he's saying that he wants to destroy X, and in some, he's just acting outright insane, and I clearly can't fire in the correct direction. But that's alright, because Nightmare Zero, like every other incarnation of Zero, is very, very pattern-based. Now you'll notice I am using charge shots, and that's mostly because if I don't, this fight can take a really, really long time. He's got a standard health bar, but he doesn't offer you very many opportunities to actually hit him. Particularly when he hits half health. Also, being Zero, his saber does a lot of damage, so be very careful on that. He also has a Giga attack, which isn't too hard to dodge, assuming he's at the far end of the screen. If he's not, you really gotta learn where he fires from. And if you didn't notice, the little blade there will deflect your shots, so be careful on that. Oops, there it goes again. More deflecting. If possible, it's best to get him to turn around, and then blow him to smithereens. It's not a very difficult fight, but that Giga attack can catch you off guard pretty easily. If he's in the middle and he uses it, I can never tell exactly where to stand. Still though, he's not too difficult, and ironically, without using charge shots, he doesn't use it that much. And now we have dialogue! My reputation has been damaged while away. Yes, it has, but why are you alive? Being thought of as some stupid toy. Zero? Zero, you're alive? Yes, he is. Huh, so X is alive, is he? And he's blushing. Seems Sigma didn't defeat me after all. But I searched all over for your parts. You did that before, too, in X2, and that didn't really work very well either. Your signal, but I found nothing, so... That is most unfortunate. I hid myself while I tried to repair myself. That is my favorite line from any X game. Maybe beaten by some particular gems from X4, but that is just not English. I mean, come on, guys. I had to wait until I was healed. Took you 3 weeks, man. It's been an emotional reunion, but now we must face the nightmare. If the Reploids are eradicated, then the mankind... What? The mankind. I didn't know about that one. The mankind. Oh, and then they do an epic robot fist bump type thing. I have no idea what that is, but okay. Maybe it's because their fingers are too large for them to shake hands or something. If you go through the Nightmare Zone a second time, then you'll fight Hymax, but you need a weapon to kill him. If you do kill him, then you'll be able to go through straight to Gates' lab and just avoid all the Mavericks. But since you have to use a weapon to kill him, I can't perfect run it, and instead we'll fight Dynamo. He comes about if you go through the Nightmare Zone the third time, and you can fight him indefinitely after that. You can just go through again and again and again. Why anyone would want to do that is beyond me, but there are a few fancy tricks to getting stuff. Dynamo has 2 attacks in the beginning, and then later learns another one. He can use his Giga attack, which, being a Giga attack from Dynamo isn't that hard to avoid at all, just jump above him. And he can also fire 3 little sabers at you. At least on normal mode. Either way, he's not that difficult. He can actually become tricky on extreme mode, but I don't play extreme mode because that would be sadism, or masochism rather. So, I don't have to worry about that. Also, note that his Giga attack has quite a bit of lenience in it. If you're hit by the first few flashes of the strike, you won't take damage, which is quite nice, I must admit. Once he hits half health, he does gain a new attack, and he doesn't seem to be using it yet. Maybe he's not quite at half health, eh? Come on now. Use that new attack. It's fancy. Nope, that's Giga Attack. There it is. He'll jump into the middle, and then fire little sabers at you. They're pretty easy to avoid. He'll fire 6, and then slash at you like that. Pretty much standard Dynamo stuff. One interesting thing is that his middle saber will not deflect your shots, which is weird, because it always used to. Oh well. He can also still use Giga attacks, and I thought he was going to be doing that there, but he didn't, so that's cool. One more, and then dash under, and Dynamo is just about gone. There he goes. Now, if you kill him with the Meteor Rain, he'll drop 200 Nightmare Souls for you, and then fly away, so that is a good thing to do to kill him. But otherwise, he's basically just, standard Dynamo fight. Yep. Nothing to see here, folks. You know what? Screw the rules. I've got a blade. Let's fight Hymax. Killing Hymax will give us instant access to Gates' laboratory, which is great if you want to go through the game quickly, or, say, skip certain levels, like Blaze Heatnix. However, you have to kill him with a weapon. You can't really just use the X-Buster. You gotta hit him with a charge shot, and then a weapon of your choice. Now, technically his weakness is the Magma Blade, but it doesn't actually matter what you use against him. Everything does the same amount of damage, so why he even has a weakness coded in is beyond me. Either way, he's not that hard. As a bit of a note, I don't actually have to go really close to him to hit him, but I like doing that anyway. And during that attack, he is shielded, so don't even bother. It is possible to hit him just before he puts up the shield, but timing, don't care. Hymax, because of his really high defense and the fact that he doesn't really take very much damage from your attacks, and also the fact that he doesn't really open himself up to very many opportunities to hit him, the fight can last quite a while. I mean, he's only at half health, and I've been here for long enough that I have nothing else to commentate on. Oh well, once he hits into his third phase, when he's at 1/3 health, things change a bit and he becomes a lot stronger. Also, he gains a new attack like that at half health. Or maybe it's at 2/3 health. I'm not actually sure. One of the two. 1 or 2 more hits, he'll be down to phase 3. And that's when things will start sucking. Phase 3 is very quick because he loses his invincibility to weapons. But it sucks because he... Switch over to Metal Anchor real quick. And let's dodge all of his attacks as best we can. This is a very hectic bit of... Killed him! Thank goodness! He fires those little orbs at you in a counterclockwise, and it's pretty tricky to dodge those while also attacking him, so that's why I use the Metal Anchor for it. Metal Anchor is probably the best thing to use in that situation, because it bounces around the room, and you don't stop while you're using it. And now Hymax is all sad because he just got owned. He's superior to him in every respect, except for the fact that you lost. Oh well. Yada yada yada, let's go into the extras and outtakes and stuff, yeah? Alright! Instead of true extras, I'll be explaining the Nightmare system. We've dealt with it a few times before, but I never really explained exactly how it works. Basically, once you enter a stage, an aspect of other stages will change drastically. Each stage has 2 possibilities, so let's check them out. Entering Commander Yamark's stage affects both Blaze Heatnix and Shield Sheldon's level. And you'll get these stupid little bugs that fly on screen, usually into you, and deflect your shots. After a while, they will fly away on their own, or you can blow them up with the Yamar option, and that's nice too. Entering Rainy Turtleoid stage affects both Commander Yamark and Ground Scaravich's levels, and it creates this wind, which doesn't do too much, but it blows you back slightly. It'll speed you up if you're jumping to the left, and slow you down if you're jumping to the right. Entering Shield Sheldon's level affects both Rainy Turtleoid and Blizzard Wolfang's level. You'll get little silhouette copies of whichever character you're not playing as. Since I'm X, I'm getting assaulted by Zero. This one is really annoying because they're pretty unrelentless. However, or rather, they're pretty relentless. I don't think unrelentless is a word. However, they can be dissipated with the guard shield, which is kind of nice, I guess. But still quite annoying. Stupid wolf up there. Entering Blizzard Wolfang's stage gives you a very subtle nightmare effect. It only affects Metal Shark Player's level, and only this part of it. Well, not specifically this part, but only the third segment. It makes ice on the floor, which can kind of screw you up, I guess. It's not that bad, though, honestly. You can get rid of the ice by firing ice at it, which is kind of silly, but that's how things work, I guess. Entering Ground Scarabage's stage gives you a nightmare effect in Shark Player and Sheldon's level. We've already seen it before, but it's just a little block like this. Some of them can only be pushed, some of them can be destroyed, and some of them will explode. It depends on what color they are. Red ones explode, brown ones are destroyed, and black ones can only be pushed. Shark Player's nightmare effect we've seen quite a few times, but it's these little gray blocks. They can only be destroyed with the metal anchor, and they're not actually too bad. They appear in the most stages, though. Heatnix, Maginian, and Ground Scarabage's stage, making them quite a nuisance if they're in bad positions, which they tend to be. From Infinity Maginian's stage, we get this. It's floodlights that make it so you can barely see any of the screen. It's in Commander Yammark and Rainy Turtleoid stage, and unlike some other nightmare effects, but similar to the one you get from Rainy Turtleoid, you can't remove it with its weapon, which is really, really lame. From Blaze Heatnix, we get fireballs coming from the ceiling. They can be destroyed with the Magma Blade, but as they're coming from above and the Magma Blade is a horizontal attack, that's kinda useless. It will, however, open up these barriers, that there used to be one right there, which allows you to get things like the Heart Container and the Nightmare Zone in this level. Not necessary, but it's nice. This Nightmare effect shows up in both this level and Infinity Maginian's. And just try perfect running Infinity Maginian like that. Ugh. The parts system in X6 is vastly improved from X5. Simply hit L1 and you'll go over to the parts menu. You get parts from collecting Reploids, although if a Reploid dies, you can potentially lose the poor guy permanently. And you can see on the little list over here, I've got lots rescued, and oh, Phantom is dead. Can't get that part. How lame. In addition to the standard parts, we also get a thing called limited parts, which you can only equip one of, but they're quite nice. This is a weapon recover, but you can also get other things that, say, refill your health, or they'll increase your defense temporarily, or make it so special weapons are unlimited for a short time. You can only use them once in a stage, but still, the effect can be pretty neat. And then, of course, there's the standard parts, divided into X parts, 0 parts, and normal parts. There's a few new ones, like there's one where you take damage, it'll refill your special weapons. 0 has a part that makes his special techniques do more damage, stuff like that. And finally, the benefit to rescuing Reploids is that you can get things like Life Up, or Weapon Up. And that's how my life and weapon energy have been improving during this Perfect Run series, without actually losing or gaining any heart tanks. Collect enough Reploids and you can have a full 16 heart tanks worth of health, just from heart tanks and Reploids alone, which is pretty nice. It's also a good way to split health increases between X and 0. Now, to actually equip the parts, you need a pretty high rank. Right now mine is medium, so I can only equip 1 limited part and 2 regular parts, which is nice, but could be better. The highest rank is rank UH, which is 9,999 souls, so get grinding on Dynamo. It allows you to equip 4 regular parts and 1 limited part. Bit tedious, but it could be worth it. And whoa, close one there. Oh, I always get hit by that one. Next, to get his Nightmare Souls, presumably. Whoa, that was a pretty amazing dodge. I can only do things like that on accident, I tell ya. And then I screwed up with that, wow. It's like, hey, we heard you like dodging really well, so we're gonna make you suck at the next one you try. Cheers. fight him, so it's kind of pointless to go through that. Since if I were to do that, I'd be obliged to get hit by lasers. Wow, that does kill you in 2 hits. Dang. I ain't complaining. When he hits half health, he can use this attack, which I find difficult to dodge for no reason. Thankfully, once he's in that phase, he will go down very quickly, assuming I don't get hit. Should be one more hit before he goes into that. Oh, assuming I don't get hit before it. Dang. Now, notice I am using charge shots. That's because this is a very long fight without them. Particularly, whoa. Oh, dang it. Actually, let's switch now just for the heck of it. Oh, hey, he's doing the phase anyway. Now here, he will fire little orbs at you in a clockwise direction, and they are pretty hard to dodge sometimes. Half health, hooray. Amazing commentary, hooray. Oh gosh, got hit in the face, hooray. Goes. And fires his little sabers at you like that. He'll fire 6 of them, and I just lost count. Okay, that was 6. And then he'll use his saber to slash you. He likes this attack quite a bit, and once he's at half health, he'll pretty much use just that and Giga attacks. It's not that hard to avoid unless you miscount again. He's got a 3rd phase, or 2nd phase, it's hard to tell sometimes, where Magma Blade is way too slow to be effective, and wow! That's never happened before. I didn't know that could he fell the wrong way and smacked into me. That's kinda silly. Clearly, this thing is mentally insane. Being a fight with Zero, it's extremely pattern-based, and if you're not stupid, it's easy to not get hit, but I'm stupid, so I get hit. There he goes. Now he's going to be using different attacks. This one can be tricky to oh, dang, if I just dodged one more attack, I would have killed him. You can, in the beginning of the fight, jump behind him and get a bunch of free shots on, but after that, he'll stay on the edges of the screen and you won't have a chance. Whoa! That was jumping. Nightmare Zero, High Max, and Dynamo. All optional, all not that hard. I give Nightmare Zero a 3, High Max a 4, and Dynamo a generous 2. They caused a few issues, but nothing too drastic. It's really more my own mistakes that cause problems rather than them being hard. Although, Nightmare Zero causes a lot more issues with his Giga attack, and that can come pretty quickly. It's kind of hard to dodge unless he's at the wall. Dynamo, on the other hand, is still just Dynamo, but he's a little bit better than he was in X5, so I'll let the 4 guy get an extra point. Hymax is getting the 4 solely for his final phase. It's short, but very difficult. I think I got pretty lucky in my actual run of him, honestly. Now, as for what's coming next, many of you know that I am doing X7. I've got the means to record it, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. There's just one little bitty problem. I've had the game for half a year now, and I haven't beaten it yet. That, and I need to get my recorder all fixed up, which could take a while. So in the meantime, I plan to do something a bit different. Normally I'd fill in the time slot with more videos of Mega Man ROM hacks, but not only am I getting a bit tired of that, but I seem to have accidentally broken all of my footage from Power 1. The sound is gone! I can't upload that. I will say that the remaining stages continued to get incredibly insane and hilarious. Instead, however, I think I want to try something a bit different. Instead, I think I want to try a short little Let's Play of Kirby's Adventure for the NES. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time, and it's the one I played most when I was a kid. In fact, this may have been the very first game I actually beat legitimately on my own. Definitely looking forward to that, but until then, this is Kevvl, signing off. Ciao.